Welcome back to the Fat Fabs channel. We're back on our 2024 SEMA build, and we are on day number 12. I think we're probably 3 weeks into this build right now. We have the full chassis done, all the suspension is done. There's still a little bit of mock-ups here and there, like the underslung bars and stuff like that, but firewall tubs are done, transmission tunnel's done, and dry shaft tunnel's done. So most of the cab on the inside is done. Randy's here TIG welding on the new bedsides. As you can see, the amount of work that goes into clearing these 30s is gonna be insane. These trucks from the factory, they have the bottom of the back glass and then the bed's right here. It's 2.5 inches. There's a gap. So one of the first things that we decided to do was to raise that bed that 2.5 inches. So now that we've matched the bed 2.5 inches up to the bottom of the back glass, none of your body lines match up. This is why Randy has to rebuild this whole piece.
With the bed getting raised up 2.5 inches, I have to recreate this whole front panel in order to make the body lines line up. So since we raised it, the body lines are close to 2.5 inches taller. I had to recreate the top part of it. It's just missing. So I had to, bend 3/8 stock to shape it into that front lip. That gave me a really good starting point to come on to the hip. We cut the hips out and raised the top of the fenders itself up in order to fit the 30s. I shave a little bit off the top, 3/4 of an inch, then I shave about 1/2 inch off the outside. So you want a little bit of a slant because you still need this body line that goes all the way through the whole truck. Then I start piecing it back together with sheet metal. I normally use tape as a template and you just stretch my tape across there just to get the shape that I need. Cut it all out, of course, and then start putting, weld it in, tacking it in. Then I'll come back, I'll TIG it all together, and when I'm done TIGging, that's when the hammer dolly can come in. Hammer dolly it, file it, start shaping it what it needs to be. You can see dry shaft tunnel, transmission tunnel, everything's put back in here, and you can see the firewall tub's done in there. Moving towards the front, you can see how much we have to cut for a 30-inch wheel. That tire's 37.5 inches tall. Randall started doing the tubs in the front as well, but he started interfering with Randy needing a bed. Randall went on to another truck to allow Randy to have some freedom over here. Once Randy is done with those bed sides, he's gonna pull the bed off, go put the bed back on a cart, and then Randall will come back and finish up these tubs in the front. Then we're ready to blow it apart and powder coat. Down in here, these are our spindles that we had to fabricate. So we start with a center chunk that comes out of 2-inch thick steel, and these are all 1.5-inch ball joint acceptors. So we wanted to change a little bit on the steering. That's why none of this is welded. This needs to be fitted a little bit better anyway. However, this is what makes these dualies possible, makes them drivable, because that factory spindle, probably another 6 inches taller than this. So trying to get this into a manageable height is key, especially whenever you're trying not to get into your charge pipe and everything else. So I will show you the headliner. So Kurt has gotten us our headliner back. We chose black suede for the headliner on this. I may or may not show you all the color of the interior yet, but we did a few modifications to the headliner, nothing crazy. The little hooks for your clothes or hangers, we went ahead and had him pad up that and shave those and got rid of those. But every other little piece in here had to be sent to paint to color change this interior. Let's move up front. So in my office, this is where I kind of keep the goods. This is a little bit of a sneak peek of the color of the interior. We won't give away everything that we're doing, but majority of the color is gonna be this peanut butter. So in the front of this dually, we use these 3,800-pound bags. They're 9-inch in diameter. We use these front and rear for hauling purposes. They're quite a bit bigger than a regular 2,600-pound bag or whatever. On this dually, we will be running AccuAir E-Level. So we'll have the height sensors, the brain here, and a touchpad, and we'll probably be using a VU4 on the truck as well. If not, we may move over to the
Indo VT. I'm not real sure. I know I want 10 gallons of air. Also, we will be running 4 Viar 485 Stealth Black compressors. We will get those mounted on the truck shortly as well. Once the cab splits one more time, we will mock all this stuff up just to make sure everything's in place before the chassis goes to powder coat. Randy broke the TIG welder. The pump is not working, that's why it's humming, and you might not be able to hear me.
Why do I get blindfolded?
You just happen to be using it today.
Oh.
So, not too much longer here, Randy, and we're ready to pull the bed back off, huh? We got to put the tubs in first, huh? Tubs first?
I put the tubs in off the truck.
You do? Okay, so they go in off truck. So as long as, you've got all your sheet metal in there mocked up to the tire, so bed will come off, tubs go in, test fit one more time. We'll probably be able to have the whole truck put together at one time, lay it out, admire it. I think we talked about the other day. Let's admire it, make sure that there's no changes before everything goes to paint, everything goes to powder coat. Hopefully around that time we can put the interior back in and just have it done and out of the way and not getting chipped up or scratched up or anything else. So it's so cool just seeing tucking almost half of a 30.
Oh yeah.
Well, until next time, check us out at fatfabs.com. Hit up Randy and give him some love on YouTube because he loves talking about how dudes love him so much. We'll see you then.
Thanks.
Did you say that? Thanks.
Thanks.
Like that to get the turning clearance on the 37. Think about, not only the height of the 37.5-inch tall tire, but the width of that moving around that frame rail and those control arms of what's going to intercept. Charge pipes, radiator pipes, tubes, hoses, whatever. Like all that shit's underneath there. Oh my God, I thought that was just in my ears.
I didn't realize how bad that was.
We should have turned that off a long time ago.